We're so back.
We're back. Hi, everyone.
Hey, it's me, Audrey.
And me, Suzy.
And this is
the Driver's Training Podcast.
Yeah, we're back. And some crazy news, actually. This is our last podcast in Suzy's apartment.
Yay! Yeah, I'm moving, which is awesome. And my house is in shambles right now. Everything is in a box.
You can't tell from the camera
from
now.
everything looks normal and beautiful as per usual to you guys. But around me it's a little chaotic. Not so much in this room, but
yeah, it's not terrible in here. It's like the kitchen or like the dining room.
Yeah, it's a mess. I feel very grateful. My mommy is driving down today. And she's gonna help me pack up the rest of my stuff, which is so nice because I'm lazy and I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, what else do you really need to pack?
It's mostly just my kitchen. I feel like that's the annoying shit that you just have to wait until the end because it's like, I feel like that's the stuff that I use every day, plates and bowls and food and drinks. So I just kind of put that off and I'm hoping she'll come down and I can just be like, can you pack up my kitchen, please? please. And she'll do it. She's very experienced in packing and moving. Growing up, I think we lived in 9 different houses, maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot.
In one town, which is crazy.
In one town is even crazier.
So we pack up and move every couple years, and so she's kind of become an expert on it. And even before that, she was moving all around the place. So she's kind of the goat of packing. So obviously I have to recruit the goat. Francis, please stop scratching my chair.
She is acting super frisky again today.
She's so frisky.
Yeah, she's just sniffing my backpack now. But really interesting that you say, like, yay, this is the last podcast in this apartment. I, feel like it should be a bit nostalgic a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we started it here.
We started the podcast here so long ago.
Yeah, so long ago.
I remember it like it was a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like a really lovely apartment and the view is really nice and I definitely had some good memories here. But it's time for something new and I'm excited. I'm excited to move in with Bree, to have a roommate again. I don't think I've fully processed what that's going to be like because I've lived alone for the last 2 years. And so going back to having a roommate, I'm a little bit scared that I'm going to be like, oh.
But also, the last time you had roommates, you had like 2 roommates and not just one.
Yeah, that's true. And Bree, we've known each other like so long, and
oh my gosh,
she's the goat. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah,
and the new place is so cool. You guys, you're gonna get a new set. We're gonna be on a new couch.
Yeah, because
lives are going to change.
The set's going to be a lot more permanent because, like, when we started the podcast, we knew Suzy would be moving. So it's just, like, kind of like, oh, bland. We threw up this background.
I clothespined a blanket to this shelf thing.
Oh, I just noticed, too, the disco ball is gone.
Yeah, I had to pack it up.
Yeah.
So if any of you are big fans of the disco ball, sorry about that.
Oh my gosh, had to go. Francis is making biscuits and purring.
Oh, she's so baby. But yeah, we'll have like a real set. Not really. Maybe it'll look a little nicer.
I think it'll look nicer. I'm excited for it regardless. I'm just excited to see your new apartment.
Yeah.
I think 2024 is the year of change, and when I say change, I mean like positive change, not negative change.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But we're already seeing that. I think, you know, like Bree got her new job, you got a new job,
you're gonna get a new job.
I am going to get a new job. So we're just like on the come up.
Yeah, I think so. It's also kind of funny just thinking about me and Bree both getting new jobs that both pay more than what we were making before. and we probably could afford to live on our own, but the decision had been made and the lease had been signed.
I mean,
but we're gonna save a lot of money.
You're gonna get your savings back up, though. Is the like more important thing.
Yeah, I definitely depleted like half of my savings during my my unemployment. But it's okay.
Rightfully so.
I feel like the richest person ever now, though. Now that I know I have money coming in, it's so bad. I feel like I can just buy anything.
Speaking of money, I did get a raise at work, so like that's another thing. Knock off my bucket list. It is a 2% raise.
Okay, word.
Which comes down to 42 cents.
Oh, okay.
So that's awesome. Shout out to them.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. If you know, you know.
Wow, 42 cents.
Yeah, I can, like I said, my bucket list had a goal of get a raise, and I did it. So.
I think we need to make new summer bucket lists.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair.
Because we made like a yearly bucket list, like at the start of this year. Maybe it's whatever. I was like, I'll insert a picture. I'm not gonna do that.
That's a lot of work.
I'm not inserting a picture. Go to our Instagram if you want to see a picture of our bucket lists. But I think it could be fun to make a separate summer one, even if it's just like a couple little
maybe
things.
Because I think I have like 15 things on my bucket list, and I've knocked off 4.
Which is I think I'm at like about the same.
That's
like
one per
4.
month.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the stuff on there is stuff that is going to be towards the end of the year. Like, I have attend a wedding, and my sister's getting married this year, but that's like not till September. So yeah,
who knows, maybe you'll go to a wedding before that.
I really doubt it. I don't know anyone else engaged, so. And, like, if I was going to be a +1, it would be with Giovanni, like, but, like, he doesn't know anyone who's engaged right now.
Yet. So. You never know. Oh. Who knows? It could be me.
Wrong hand.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I want to go back to talking about moving into new places for the first time.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this picture in our carousel on Instagram when we post. But
make sure to follow us on Instagram. Drivers Training
Pod
at Instagram.com.
Yeah. So when we first moved to Chicago, Peter was there. Peter is my roommate, by the way, for context. He got there before me, and the only furniture we had was like my mattress, an armchair, and then like a step stool.
Ideal male living space.
Yep, exactly. So he took a picture of like the setup of what he did in like our living room. He had like the armchair, and he like put a circle of string lights around the armchair and set up his laptop on the step stool to watch like TV. And it's ideal like male living space. That's like so the r/male living spaces on Reddit. And I thought it would be really funny to post that picture in that like Reddit. And so I did, and I captioned it like pulled up to my Tinder date's apartment, and it looked like this.
That's so funny.
And all the comments were like, they were mostly like funny, like, oh no, she found the goon chair.
Not the goon cave.
And stuff like that. But there was this one comment that was like, wow, like you're taking a picture without their permission.
Oh my god. And literally, shut up.
It was like a huge paragraph, and then there was like another reply like, I agree, and then just kind of like saying the same thing. And then also someone called me a cunt.
Oh my god.
And then I like replied to that first comment I was talking about, just being like, I actually like posted this as a joke. This was my apartment before we got any furniture. And everyone was like, so you're lying.
Like, God forbid a woman lie online.
Right? Like,
It's our prerogative.
So I deleted the post.
No! Man, fuck the haters.
I just, like, was getting a lot of mean comments really fast. And then Giovanni was like, you're not built for Reddit. Like, it's too mean there for you.
Oh, no.
And it kind of made me feel sad. Like, I want to be involved in it. Like...
See, you just have to look past the haters, you know?
That's what he said. You
can't let them get to you. Some people, like... just from what I've seen and how, like, some creators talk about it, like, some people really, really feel, like, comments, like, so deeply, and some people are like, that's not even a person on the other end of this, like... See,
that's the thing. I feel like
you feel it. Yeah,
I definitely feel it. Do you remember, like, Ask FM?
Mm-hmm.
If for people who don't know what it is, it was basically you created an account and people could, like, submit comments and questions to you anonymously. Someone told me I looked like Liesel from The Book Thief, who is, like, the main character.
Okay.
But ugly and with dark hair.
Oh my god.
And, like, I just remember being like, oh my god, like...
internalizing it. I mean, like, everyone thinks this. Oh no.
And it's crazy because it's, like, anonymous, so it's, like... You could have that thought where it's like, oh, it's not a real person because they're not, like, actually telling me to my face.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I just take it. I'm sensitive. I'm a water sign.
Aww.
So.
Yeah, it's like I like to think that if I were to get hate comments or anything, I wouldn't care too much about it. But at the same time, anytime I have a TikTok kind of blow up, I will read every single comment and be like, ooh. And so I think if they were mean, it would definitely get to me a little bit.
Exactly.
But luckily no one's ever been mean to me. Everyone loves me.
Yeah, see, but on the opposite side, when someone comments something nice, it's fucking awesome.
It is so awesome. Every time I see a comment on one of these YouTube videos, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, there's really people, like, watching and listening and learning. I'm sitting my white ass down and listening.
No, but that's honestly so true. And it's like, shout out to all the white girls who've been following us on TikTok, like, and like commenting. Someone, and I don't know if this person is white because their picture is like a cartoon, whatever. But like we posted our TikTok about John and Kate Plus, and someone said Onika Burgers, and like that is my favorite comment on that post right now. It's like Donatella Versace.
Onika Burgers. It's so good. Y'all are funny.
Y'all are so funny. Like, we need to come together. You know what? And that's exactly why we made this podcast. Because we are two funny girls who like to have fun, and we know y'all can relate.
Yeah, we're trying to bring all the goofy girls together. There's too many, like, male comedy duo YouTubers out there, and we're trying to break the stigma.
That's exactly it, because... And this kind of brings a point that I wanted to talk about, like slushy noobs, and like that kind of
super
mega. Suzy and I are always like, if there's two people, we are like, one of us is one and one of us is the other.
Yeah, like we are every duo that has ever existed.
Yeah, just like conglomerated into one, like
Red and Link.
Yes, exactly. Dan and Phil.
Ian and Anthony from Smosh.
Even though they're not as much of a thing anymore, but also like there's a lot of like male female duos too. Like
Tara, Yummy, and Zach.
Even though y'all already know, I don't know who that is.
I'll get you to tap in eventually.
I did see Tara Yummy was on Trisha Paytas's podcast, which another
Trisha
frenemies, and then also Emergency Intercom, and Francis is attacking my foot.
And basically what we're trying to say is there's not enough girl-on-girl podcasting.
Yes.
And so we're trying to be that girl-on-girl representation.
Yes.
Someone's got to do it.
I think if there are girl-on-girl podcasts, they're just like underrepresented with like the fan base. Like there's just not enough people who listen to them, and maybe that's just something that goes back to like misogyny and like, I don't know, like I'm a feminist, you guys.
I'm a feminist, and that's why I don't talk to men.
Right.
That's why I have no hoes.
Right. Believe
Anyway.
women.
I believe women. This is not related at all, but did you see all the stuff online about the like Watcher thing?
The Watcher.
I don't know why, but my entire like, I won't talk about it too much because you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I feel like I've heard that like
it's
online,
just been,
but I don't know what it's in
yeah,
context
it's
to.
been all over my Twitter the last few days, and I don't even watch these people, so I don't know like what everything is, but it's that like, it's those guys that I think were on BuzzFeed, like Shane and whoever who did that like crime show, and I don't know if it's that or some like off branch of that, but they're basically just these YouTubers that did this show, and then the other day they made an announcement that they were moving their videos to some other platform, and it was going to be like
from BuzzFeed.
I don't think they're with BuzzFeed anymore, but just like from their YouTube channel to something else. But it's like they're going to start charging a $6 a month subscription. And apparently they already have a Patreon.
What?
And so it's like people are like, every single comment are people being so upset about it, like rightfully, because they're like, why would I pay for this? Like,
yeah.
I'm a student, I don't have any money, I'm broke, like we've been getting this content for free for so long. Why do I have to start paying you now?
Yeah, like who do they think their fan base is?
Exactly. And it's like the at least one of the guys is being really tone deaf about it, and he made an Instagram post that was like, for those of you who want to keep watching, like I'm excited to continue this journey. And it's like, the fans want to keep watching, they just can't afford to do so. Like $6 a month with all these subscription things we got to pay for, like that's just crazy.
You know what's really interesting though is how much money they're still going to make from having those subscriptions.
Yeah,
because I can't remember exactly why I was looking this up, but it was in the emergency intercom subreddit talking about like their
you are on Reddit. Like,
I'm like,
okay, Redditor.
No, I'm
Tip
like
my
really
fedora.
not. My lady. But it was talking about how on their Patreon, like the lowest membership is like, I don't even know, but it's like X amount of money.
Probably like $1 or $5.
Yeah,
or something.
and they have like over 1,000 subscribers, and they were like, okay, so they have like 7,000 Patreon members and
patrons,
and that's $35,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
No, people make a lot of money on Patreon.
Like, that's actually crazy to me. That's like almost how much I make annually. Like, like $10K less.
No, that is cuckoo bananas.
Yeah. But it's like all these people who have the Patreons are like, you would never expect, like, I would never expect like Enya and Drew to have that much money. You know,
I kind of,
well, I feel like because you used to work with influencers.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I have a different kind of perspective on it.
Yeah, that is just so baffling to me. I'm gagged.
No, creators make a lot of money, and that's gonna be us one day.
Yeah, it's gonna be us.
I'm a capitalist.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to capitalize. Any sponsors out there? HelloFresh, hit me up. Who else? BetterHelp.
I don't think we should do BetterHelp. I've heard some problematic things about them.
No, I know. They're not okay. Don't use BetterHelp.
What you really need is some help that's better.
What you really need is some better head.
Hey!
Exactly. Anyway. Do you want to hear about something that happened to me last week?
Yes.
So this is a really short story, but I was going to actually pick up my keys for my new apartment. So I was just out and about doing that, and I was crossing the street to get to the bus. And while I was waiting, there was this car, like there was just a line of cars at this like 4-way light. and there was this one car in the front that just wasn't moving. Like, the light was changing and it didn't move at all, and I was like, that was weird.
Were the cars honking at it to
Cars
move?
were honking, people were going around it, and I'm like, oh, that's a little strange. And so then while I was walking along the crosswalk, I looked, and there was a guy in there, and it looked like he was asleep or passed out or something. And I was like, oh, that man could be dead, or like something that's not cool. So I pulled out my phone and I called 911.
Wait, this is why you tweeted about calling 911.
And then no one liked it, so I deleted it because I got embarrassed. I like wanted the attention. I wanted someone to be like, what happened?
I thought you just said it like as a joke.
Oh, no, I meant it.
The tweet was like, I wish 911 could do callbacks to update you on the situation.
Yeah, like I want to know what happened. I want the tea.
So you just like called 911 and you were like...
Yeah, so I called 911, which like in retrospect, I probably could have just like knocked on his window or stopped and like whatever and not had to call anything. But it's like, I don't like approaching men. I don't know what's going on, what the situation is. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, let me just call somebody. So then I call, give them the information, and they're like, okay, like there's a fire department really close, so we'll just send like fire truck out. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And they're like, bye. And I was like, bye. Hang up. Like 5 seconds after I hang up, the dude like wakes up and starts driving away. And I'm like, oh, well, that's
this whole interaction. Like, how long was he there?
It was a couple minutes. At least from what I saw, like he could have been there longer. I just showed up at the crosswalk, but it was maybe like 5 minutes that like I was on the phone and just like watching the situation unfold.
Maybe he was just getting really good head.
I don't think anyone else was in the car. He was on that better hedge. No, so I hung up, he drove away, and so then I was like, fuck, like this is so embarrassing, because I had to call back and be like, hey, actually he like woke up and drove away, so like you don't have to send anyone. And then they did anyway, because it was like already on the way. Honestly, it showed up in like 3 minutes. And I was like, oh my god,
services.
I know, I was like, I can't believe like it was so quick. But then I like ignored them because like they showed up and nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to like go talk to them and be like, hey, it was me. Like there's nothing happening.
No,
anymore.
I would have like ran from the scene.
I had to wait for the bus. Like I was at the bus stop, and I missed like 2 buses that I could have gotten on to go home, trying to help this poor man who I thought could be dead. And then I had to wait another like 20 minutes for the next bus. It was such an inconvenience.
That's actually really crazy. That kind of reminds me of a story where like have you ever had those moments where you're like, life is a simulation?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've told you this story, but I was in LA with my friend Bree, different Bree than not.
There's so many Bree.
Yeah, I'm not revealing the last names because that's how we usually differentiate them. But yeah, so I was with Bree and Allie, and we were at a red light. Like we pulled up to the light, everyone was parked. And it was like a 2-lane, and there was a car in front of us, and then the lane next to us was pretty full, and then the light turned green and no one moved. And I was like, this is really weird. And also no one was honking. And the light
what the flip?
The light eventually turned red again. And like no one moved, and then as soon as it turned green again, like everyone just went on like it was normal.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
everyone was playing on their phone,
their iPhone. That's like typical LA.
Yeah,
that's why traffic's so bad out there.
They were all just like taking callbacks from their agents and just too distracted to drive.
Like, oh, I got the part.
I got the part. Mama, I'm gonna be famous. I don't know where that came from.
Whoa, someone possessed Suzy there for a second.
No, that is like so bizarre.
Yeah, have you ever had like that kind of moment?
None that like come to mind, but I don't know, just being in crowds, like being in a festival crowd, I'm like, who are all you people?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I feel like it never really bothered me before the pandemic, but ever since the pandemic, if a stranger gets too close to me, like I just have the instinct to be like punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I was out and about, and first of all,
to the Canadians watching.
For our fellow Canadians, because we do have people from Canada who watch, actually.
Okay, hey Canadians. Hey Justin Trudeau.
It's just him who's watching from Canada. But first of all, this pissed me off because there were two, like, I was on Ashland taking the 9. I got off of the 9. There were 2 9s in a row next to each other, and because like the stop was so close to the sidewalk, I don't know, but basically the one behind the first one was blocking the crosswalk, and like wouldn't move, and the light like turned green, but I couldn't go because like it was blocking it. And like this mom and her 2 kids were next to me, and the kid got so close to me, like almost getting into traffic, and like I couldn't back up because the mom was behind me, and the kid was to my like left.
Fuck ass
So
kid.
I was just like, oh my God. And like I couldn't walk forward because then I'd be walking into traffic. But like, geez, like
They trapped you.
that kind of kid, like you need a leash.
Dude, speaking of kids that need a leash, I got to experience what it was like to be a mother this week.
Yes, you did.
I was working full time all week, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I had to babysit at night after work, and it was like honestly such a crazy experience.
So you were originally babysitting 2 kids.
Yeah, so I was watching 2 kids, and then one of the nights, the mom asked me, she's like, hey, she was like in town for a conference, and she's like, hey, my friend is here, like she's a single mom, and like she has her 2 kids also, and doesn't know like what she's doing for the childcare for them, like could you watch them? And so then one night I had to watch 4 kids that were
crazy.
a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And 2 boys, 2 girls. And I got so nervous because the little boy we like met them down in the lobby, and he was just running. Like,
and they warned you about him, right?
Yeah. The mom texts me, and she's like, don't feel any pressure to say yes about watching them. Like, the 6-year-old has a lot of energy. And I was like, well, I would love double the money, so I'll fucking do it. But no, I met him. He was running and running and running, and I was like, oh my God. And it was so funny. There was like this older lady sitting like at a table in the lobby, and I looked over at her, and I just saw her shaking her head.
Oh my
But
God.
I felt like a mom in that moment, because I was like, how dare you judge my kid?
Yeah.
Like, how dare
like,
you
you're
sit
responsible
there?
for them now.
Yeah, like I felt like on behalf of that kid, I'm like, don't you shake your head.
Oh
That's my
gosh.
son.
That's so funny. It's probably all the red 40 in the food these days.
It's like his shirt was like inside out, and you could tell that it had been stained like on the inside. So he had to flip it, and it was just so funny. But he ended up being kind of sweet. He just showed me a bunch of stuff about Mario Odyssey on his Switch.
Nice.
He's like, look at all these moons and planets, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But he's just so sticky, and like I don't even know how to describe it.
I hate a sticky kid.
Yeah, and he just like the Switch was all sticky, and he kept like touching me with his hands, and like it was just
Like, ugh.
it was scary. But the main 2 kids I was watching were actually really chill. I really fucked with their vibe. Mm-hmm. It's so weird because obviously on a day-to-day basis I'm not interacting with like 8-year-olds or what.
Right.
Like I don't know what's going on like outside of the internet, like what they're actually like in real life. And I was shocked to realize that half of our vocabulary is the same. And I felt a little embarrassed. I was like, wow, I'm really like, they were saying Riz, and they were saying Slay, and they were saying Skibbity
Skibbity toilet.
and like they were talking about mewing streaks.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what the hell did I walk into?
Like, you're exposed to TikTok too young.
Yeah.
I mean, 11, I kind of get that, because I will say, like, I got my first phone when I was 10.
Yeah, I was on Facebook when I was 11.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But it's like the social media wasn't like as intense as it is now, I would say. So I think it's a little different.
And they were such like iPad babies. And it, like, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that like it's vacation. And so I think they were just kind of allowed to have unlimited screen time and do whatever,
especially because their mom's like working.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm sure, or at least I hope, on a day-to-day basis, this isn't like fully how they are, but like the 8-year-old was just like on her iPad, like 3 inches from her face, like
that's so bad.
Playing Roblox and like scrolling on YouTube. But she would also, like, while she was playing, just have a full conversation with you. And like, she loved the word literally. And she told me all the tea about her, I think it was her 3rd grade class, about all the kids in her class. She's like, this girl's the oldest and I'm the youngest, and this girl's the smartest. And she talked about the Finnish Grand Pacer test, and I'm like, oh my god, they're still doing that? Like, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
But it also made me kind of sad, because I feel like kids are just so much more self-aware and self-conscious at a young age now because of social media that they wouldn't have been like back in the day when we were growing up.
All we knew was dirt.
Cause like all I knew was dirt and stick and worm.
And I had fun, god damn it.
It was a blast working on the farm. I did not live on a farm. But it made me feel sad, because she was talking about like, yeah, I know, like, these other girls in the class are like prettier than me and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you are 8 years old, like,
come on,
like, why do you even know about that?
Like, diva up. There is no diva down. Pick
and I'm just like,
up.
You're a beautiful girl. Like, she reminded me of do you know who Orion Carlotto is? She's like
yes,
she's friends with Enya and Drew.
Yeah.
She reminded me of what like young Orion looked like. And so in my head and my heart, I was like, you're gonna be so beautiful when you grow up. Like, I can just see it. And she's a cute kid, but they were definitely like, they were a little like nerdy, and they both like very clearly had ADHD. And she was like, 5 kids in my class have autism. And I was like, that's cool. Thanks for telling me.
Okay, statistics.
Yeah, and
you found out who the fastest runner is.
Yeah.
See, that's like such a kid thing to talk
I know.
about.
I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And that's the popular boy, like, who runs the fastest. So that was really fun.
That is fun. Little kids are so crazy. My little cousin, she like, it's just like you said, like, kids are just so much more online than we are. My dad was wearing an Oscar the Grouch shirt, and my dad was like, do you even know who this is? And my cousin was like, Grimace?
Oh my gosh. Not Grimace.
Yeah.
No, it is crazy. I feel like I was asking them like about like celebrities or like who they knew, and I was like, oh, do you like Mr. Beast? And they're like, yeah, kind of, like, he's in my like top 10 maybe.
Oh my gosh. Did they say who their number 1 was?
No, I kept trying to ask, and they're like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the girl really likes slime, and so I think she watched a lot of like slime videos.
That's, what's so interesting is I've been getting a lot of videos on my like For You page of like people who are living in the dorms making slime at their desks.
Whoa.
Which is like really interesting, because these people would have had to been born in like what, like
2002?
No, 2005, because like they're 18 now, right? No, that math is wrong.
Yeah.
But however old you have to be like 18, 19 nowadays, which is like only like not even 10 years younger than us. But like, these kids grew up watching slime videos like when they were like in elementary school, and like they're just obsessed with slime now. And now they're in college making slime at their like desk in their dorm.
Yeah, that's bizarre. But yeah, I was like, do you like Olivia Rodrigo? And they were like, she cusses too much. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's sweet. That
And
like
she was telling me about, she's like, oh, on Roblox, I like to play Tower of HE double hockey sticks. I think we need to bring back HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah, we should. I loved, like, as a kid, the different ways to say cuss words without actually saying them.
So, oh my god, Frances is biting my knee.
Oh, wow. I, like, see a tooth indent there. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. She's so naughty.
But yeah, that's really fun.
So I feel like I kind of got the experience of what it's like to be a mother. And let me just say, I can wait 10 years at least until I do that, if ever.
Which is really interesting because I feel like you're always like, oh, I want a baby. Like, you're always having pregnancy dreams.
I am. I do have so many pregnancy dreams. It's actually not okay.
Realistically, out of like all of our friends, who do you think would be the first one to get pregnant?
I feel like Rosalind.
Why did I think the same thing?
Because she's always talking about it.
She is always talking about it.
She's like, I need to have a baby.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like she definitely would.
Yeah.
It just seems right.
I think, like, I could, but it would be in, like, years. Yeah. And so, like, maybe if it takes years for any of us to have kids, like, maybe it could be me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like I'm a kid. I'm baby.
Like I'm literally baby. Suzy's older than me actually, you guys.
What the hell?
Just, you know.
By like months.
Yeah, true. But still, it's a difference. I'm just like more youthful than she is.
Oh my god.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. So that was my week. You do anything fun?
I've just been waiting to hear back from this damn job.
Yeah.
I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it. It's just like annoying. Like, if you are an employer and like you're a recruiter, yeah, exactly. Like, just tell me.
Like, come on. Like, you know.
Show it to me, Rachel, please.
Show it to me, Rachel.
Clearly that's an earworm because I think I said that last episode.
I think you did too, and then I also just immediately repeated you without adding anything to it.
That's the effects that social media has on our brain.
Ooh, I should have checked if the kids knew about that. They knew Bing Chilling. He was like, "Let me show you this meme."
It's like,
and
I've seen
Bing Chilling, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm familiar."
That's crazy. They probably thought you were so cool.
They did. They actually really liked me, and it made me feel so good.
Did the mom just be like, was she like, oh yeah, they loved you?
No, I asked them. I was like, are you guys gonna miss me?
Oh my gosh.
And they were both like, yes.
Oh, that's
and
so
that they were actually like really, really sweet kids. Like I was a little nervous because sometimes kids can just be assholes and just really annoying and whatever, but they were just really like sweet, for the most part, quiet, really smart kids. So I felt blessed.
It was like their mom is like a psychologist.
She's a professor, but I think like a psychology professor.
Whatever it is, like I feel like professors and like teachers, because they like their job is to teach. Yeah. They just like are really good at raising kids.
Yeah.
My aunt is an art teacher and my uncle is a math teacher, and like my cousins, like their two kids are like the most well-behaved children I've ever met in my life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two that I watched, I mean, they were fine. They just weren't as good as my kids. It was funny though. The girl, she was talking about Fortnite and how she loves Fortnite, and she's like, I'm like a level 130 something. I'm like, oh my god. Jeez. And like later she was like on her headset and like talking to someone while playing Fortnite
on the iPad.
Yeah, or on, I think it was on a Switch.
Oh, okay.
But it was making me laugh so hard because I'm like, you're the kid that like when people are playing Fortnite and all of a sudden you just hear like an 8-year-old's voice. Like, it was so funny to see it from the other end.
That
just
is
the
really
way
crazy.
that she spoke, and like I was like, oh, have you ever got any victory royales? And she's like, yeah, like 10.
Oh my gosh. I saw this TikTok of this little kid who had been playing Fortnite like for the first time ever, and he got his first victory royale.
I saw that, and he was like, Mom,
he's
look.
like, I did it.
He's like crying.
Yeah. And like someone in the comments was like, his first thought was like to tell you.
Yeah,
and the mom was like, I didn't think of it that way. That's so sweet.
I saw the exact TikTok and that exact comment. That's so funny.
Yeah, I know.
What a sweet little kid.
Yeah. Kids can be sweet, but then they can also be like the devil.
Yeah.
So there's always like, I can be your angel or your devil, whatever type.
Kid edition.
Yeah. Children.
Yeah. So I actually have something I want to share with you. I wrote it in my journal, and then maybe we move on to our game.
Okay.
Or we discuss this, but basically I made a list of what this summer is going to be or what it needs to be. And so I kind of just want your reaction to some of these things, like if you want to veto it, add anything. It's kind of like a poem. So I'll just begin. So this is the summer of over the pants hand stuff, dry humping, playing in the yard, smoking Parliament lights, secret handshakes, going commando, listening to Bjork, having a landing strip, historical documentaries on international relations, bare feet in the grass, and 5'10" straight men who know how to grill.
Whoa.
So that's my list, and I just would love your feedback.
First of all, that was really fast. It was like a lot to absorb.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. But like everything you said, really valid. And I can just like picture the summer from you reading that list.
Right? Like I feel like it sets a really good precedent. It's kind of a manifestation, actually.
Yeah, like now that you have a backyard too, like the vibe is there.
I've been talking about playing in the yard for weeks. Like I'm trying to get everyone over. I want to buy a sprinkler. I want to play tag. I want to play Duck Duck Goose. I want to play like everything. I want to get sidewalk chalk.
Yes, dude.
Like, I'm trying to play in the yard. I want to be barefoot.
No.
I want to be barefoot in the morning when there's dew on the grass and I step in and it's like...
I, like, am so dead ass when I say, like, you guys need to get a pool.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about using the hose for that long, just put it outside when it's raining.
I don't think I'm as worried about the hose. I'm just worried about how it, like, fucks up the grass. Like, you know how when you have a pool, it just, like, kills all the grass under it? Yeah. And I'm afraid our landlord is gonna, like, shoot me in the head.
I mean, is there any concrete?
Actually, I do think there's a little bit. So maybe we can...
Something to look into.
We can work it out. I would love to have a pool.
Yeah. I guess let's get into the game because we're already, like, almost...
Let's do it.
Like,
also, let me know in the comments what your summer's gonna look like. Feel free to make a list or just say a few things, or if you agree or disagree with any of my summer declarations. Yeah, let's begin.
Do you want to go first, or...
I can go first.
Okay.
So this is Review Clues.
Review Clues.
We go on Letterboxd and we find reviews and we tell each other the reviews and then they say what the movie is.
Yeah.
For anyone who's new. Okay. So this first review is from Madison, who says white people have no culture.
Okay.
The second review is from Molly. This film is even better knowing that the whole cast was wildly drunk the whole time.
Okay.
And review 3 from Kai. Sometimes a family is a mother and a daughter and a gay dad and 2 straight dads and 2 vodka aunts.
It's Mamma Mia.
It's Mamma Mia!
Yeah,
the
classic.
movie!
I, like, love that movie.
Yeah, I gave it 5 stars and liked it on Letterboxd. It's, like, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Me too. We had the DVD and it was, like, so scratched when I was a kid.
Yup.
Okay.
Exactly.
So my review, this first one's from you for this movie. And honestly, it might even give it away. Okay. So the president talked about bottoming. Oh,
it was that Nicholas... Red, white, and blue. Royal blue.
Yeah, red, white, and royal blue.
Yup.
Yep.
That Nicholas movie. What a ridiculous film.
It was so bad. I did not like it. I feel like they
hated it.
They did not have chemistry to me. Like, they did not.
Yeah.
It felt so forced.
My kissing booth king, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding.
Right, right.
Okay, amazing. So the second one, I actually have a review from you as well.
No way!
Yes! Okay, so your review was, "This pissed me off."
Oh my gosh. I feel like I was just looking at my letterbox. Read the next one because I feel like I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, this one will give it away and you'll know. This is from Maz, who reviewed this movie on 9/11 and said, "The twinkification of reptiles."
It's Lyle Crocodile. Yeah, that's so funny because I almost picked that movie for today.
Way.
Oh my gosh, that is actually so funny. Another movie we watched together.
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la. So bad. Okay.
Shout out Shawn Mendes.
Right? Okay. This next review is from Melissa May. This is Ladybird in Disguise.
Okay. Next, please.
This one's from Robin. Sometimes your goth girlfriend is actually her mom or something.
Freaky Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Yippee!
The last review was from Peter. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
He said, the perfect amount of teen angst mixed into the trials and tribulations of motherhood in the early 2000s. Life, death, and limbo, all in one movie.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of beautiful,
That
right?
is kind of beautiful. A little poetic.
Yeah. So that's our game.
That's our game.
Reviews, clues.
And that's our episode.
That is our episode. Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Even though, like, none of you watched the last episode.
I know. We low-key floppiana, but, like,
okay.
we're in the comeback era.
Yeah, like, next time you see us, we'll have a new set, new vibes, new era.
And more subscribers. Yeah, just
hit that subscribe
make
button.
sure you hit the subscribe button.
Leave a comment.
Like the video. That way, like, pushes the algorithm and lets us know you actually enjoy the content.
Make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes. We have, like, 3 reviews on Spotify and 1 review on Apple Music. And
you guys are the best fans
that's
ever.
From me.
It's like y'all just keep showing up and showing out for us, and I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Bye.